All right, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we've got some blue-yellow Boa Hancock action lined up for you today. That's right, OP-14 blue-yellow Boa Hancock. So we have already gone over 3 of the other OP-14 leaders, and after today we'll have 3 left. That's right guys, there are 7 leaders altogether for OP-14. We've already gone over Black Crocodile, Black Yellow Gecko Moria, and Blue Jinbei. Today we're going over Blue Yellow Boa, and then we'll save the other 3 for a future video, okay? And I will have the ones we've already done down in the comment section below for you to check out if you've not seen those already. All right, so let's do this, guys. Let's get right into it. First things first, we're going to be checking out the deck list. After that, we're going to head over to the sim. We've got 3 games to check out on the sim, and then we will finish up. We will wrap up by recapping this leader and the games and all that, and I'll tell you what I think about this leader moving forward, okay? Now, I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, as usual, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. This video is brought to you by Nin Garden. For this week only, Nin Garden is running their Black Friday sale. Every item in the store is discounted up to 30%. And you can save an additional 10%, making it up to 40% total by using my code, the VV Theory, at the checkout. All right, guys, let's go ahead and break down the deck list, starting off with the leader. So Boa is a 5,000 power, 4 life, blue and yellow leader with the 7 Warlords and Kuja Pirates type. And the effect is opponent's turn. When you play a character, draw 1 card. And then Dawn ×1 once per turn. When your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type character with 5,000 base power or more is KO'd, your opponent adds 1 card from the top of their life cards to their hand. Okay? Very solid effects there. So now we're going to go through the deck list, guys. Be sure to pause and read everything if you don't already know what these cards do. But don't worry too much about that, because we are going to, break down this deck list pretty thoroughly, because this is my first time, dedicating a video to this new leader on the channel, where it has its own video. So we are going to break down each one of these cards, especially these new OP-14 ones, and really kind of talk about them. Okay, so we're running 4 Gloriosa. This is the top 5 searcher for Amazon Lily and Kuja Pirates. This is from all the way back in OP-07. Running 4 of the Trigger Blocker Boa Hancock from ST-03. Running 3 Charlotte Pudding. 3 Boa Hancock, the 4 cost from ST-17. 3 of the 6 cost Boa Hancock from OP-07. Running 4 Margaret. 4 Ran. 4 Rendo. 3 Kuma. 4 Gorgon Sisters. 4 Shakuyaku, 4 Boa Hancock, this is the new 9 cost from OP-14, running 2 Perfume Femurs, 2 Gum Gum Red Rocks, and 2 You'll Frighten Me. So let's go ahead and talk about these new OP-14 cards first, so we can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. We'll just go ahead and start off with this event that we're on called You'll Frighten Me. This is a 7 Warlords of the Sea and Kuja Pirates type event, so that will be searchable. We do have a few searchers. Let me get that out of the way too. So this Gloriosa from all the way back in OP-07, it has a, on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type card other than Gloriosa, and add it to your hand, and then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So we can search that up if we need to with, with that searcher. We can search up this event if we need to. And then we also have this Margaret card here that does a top 5 search as well. It has look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type card and add it to your hand. Then, listen, this one's a little bit different, guys. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order and trash 1 card from your hand, because this is a 3 cost 5k with the ability to search. And notice the trigger, guys. If your leader has the Kuja Pirates type, you can play this card for free. And let's not forget how the leader works. We just read this, right? On our opponent's turn, when we play a character, we get to draw a card. So when we play this card out, we're going to get to draw a card as well from our leader effect. So even though we trash a card, that's not really too big of a deal, right? So this is a, this is a really strong searcher in the deck. That's why we have to trash a card, though. Hopefully that makes sense. It's just too much upside for it not to do it otherwise, because it's a 3 cost 5k that searches at the end of the day. Very strong, you know, searcher, or excuse me, a very strong vanilla stat line with the ability to search and a possible trigger built in. So really, really strong stuff there. So we can search up this card if we need to. Back to the event we were talking about. This is a 1-cost counter with, if you have 2 or less life cards, up to one of your opponent's active characters cannot attack during this turn. So this can, once we're down to 2 or less life cards, we can pay 1 and lock down an attack. This is almost like slow beam sword or whatever it's called. Let me see. It's called, let me just type in beam for beam sword and go to purple. Noro beam sword is the name of this on the sim, but I think it's actually called slow beam sword or something like that is the official translation. I can't quite remember. But this is kind of like Yellow's version of this card. This card, Noro beam sword, rests down a character. Well, You'll Frighten Me says, okay, an active character cannot attack this turn. So it's basically the same flavor. It's just there's a larger condition on this card. It only costs 1 Dawn, but you know you have to be at 2 or less life. Whereas Noro Beam Sword, you know, you do have to pay 2 for this and return 1 Dawn card, but you get plus 2,000 power for this counter event, and you get to rest down a character. So you might be able to attack into it next time, whereas this card doesn't rest anything down. It just makes it where a card cannot attack. And then we have a trigger that says play up to 1 character card with 6,000 power or less and add a trigger from your hand. Okay, so I don't know who all saw the, I don't know who saw my Black Yellow Gecko video. The Black Yellow Gecko, I went over triggers. Well, we have some more triggers here that are very specific and unique triggers. Boa Hancock, the new 9-cost here we're about to talk about, and then this You'll Frighten Me, they have the same trigger, where you play up to 1 character card with 6,000 power or less, and a trigger from your hand. Okay? The other Kuja Pirates cards in OP-14 with triggers, they are all worded like this. If your leader has the Kuja Pirates type, play this card. The Gorgon Sisters have that exact same phrase. This card, Rendo, has the exact same phrasing. Ran and Margaret. They can all just be played out for free if your leader is the Kuja Pirates type, okay? So that's how the, I guess, the Amazon Lily and Kuja Pirates, you know, trigger effects are going to be in yellow. So very, very strong, by the way. Yes, they are more limited. That is one thing that's nice about the Thriller Bark Pirates stuff, guys. Let me go to OP-14 real quick. One thing that's that's really nice, not a little bit. One thing that's really nice about the Thriller Bark Pirates trigger cards, notice what they say. Play up to 1 Thriller Bark Pirates type character card with a cost of 4 or less from your trash rested. Do you notice the difference there? I can build my entire deck with these Thriller Bark Pirates type cards, and it doesn't matter who my leader is. But I can still bring back these Thriller Bark Pirates cards from my trash with the trigger. The Kuja Pirates ones, your leader has to be Kuja Pirates type. So it's a little bit more conditional. It's a little bit, you know, more locked and restricted. But at the same time, these effects are very powerful, being able to just play this card right out from your life. And then, like we already know, you're also going to be drawing a card from that with your leader, Boa Hancock. Okay, so so that's what You'll Frighten Me does. This card is extremely powerful, being able to shut down an attack so easily and then go from there, right? So running 2 red rocks, we all know what this does by now. Pause and read it if you don't. Running 2 perfume femurs, I think everyone knows what this card does as well, but just being able to attack through for unblockable for your final attack, it is very, very relevant. And you can put this on up to 1 of your 7 Warlords of the Sea type leaders or characters, and they gain plus 2,000 power. And then your opponent cannot activate blocker when the selected card attacks. So in other words, if we have this card down, we can swing for 20,000 unblockable, right? Because this gives plus 2,000 power as well. So it's like pay 2, put it on this character, they become a 12k, and we have 8 Dawns still to use, and now they're unblockable, and we just smash in. So really, really powerful effect in the deck here with this Perfume Femur, especially considering how we're burning up our opponent's life with our leader's effect just by blocking with some of our cards or just letting some of our cards go. So we'll talk more about the blockers in a minute, guys. The first direction I built Boa was a little bit more blocker heavy, but since then, I don't know, we'll talk about that more as we go through the video, but I don't know if we need to do that necessarily. I think we can just actually build a little bit more aggressive and go from there, where we can make it where our opponent is scared to attack into our characters because they're going to lose a life if they do so, right? We'll just keep on the pressure nonstop across the board, so we're getting cards out of their hand, and then when they want to retaliate and attack into our board, well, now they're in big trouble. Okay, so Perfume Femur. So now let's go over this 9-cost Boa. This card is absolutely insane, guys. It's a 9-cost 10k on play. If your leader has the 7 Warlords of the Sea type, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards, then add up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards to their hand. And it has the trigger we talked about that You'll Frighten Me has as well. So guys, this card right here, 9-cost 10k, you lose a life, I gain a life. And it has a trigger as well, which is very relevant. This card is kind of everything we wanted, right? This card is pretty much everything I think that this leader could have wanted in a top-end card. Because you slam this down, you have a 10k body on the board, you gained a life, so now you're a little bit safer on your opponent's turn. And because it only costs 9 Dawn, we still have 1 Dawn active to keep You'll Frighten, to use You'll Frighten Me with, if our opponent tries to go for lethal. But either way. Or, if you don't have You'll Frighten Me in hand or some type of 1-cost defensive event, no problem, attach a Dawn to your leader and go from there, right? Because that helps with your Dawn ×1 effect on your leader. And then we're burning up our opponent's life card. Yeah, there's just not really a downside to this card. Now, believe it or not, I could still see going down to 3 of these, because this is a top-end card. We're probably only going to be able to have time to play 1, maybe 2 of these, but I think 1 in general is the way to go, and then from there you can just start beating it with your unblockable stuff and just daring your opponent to try to take out your board, because now you're going to start burning up their life with this as well. Okay, so now for the 2k counters, let me go over those real quick in the deck, guys. I think I'm only running 8 2k counters. It is Shakiyaku and Gorgon Sisters, so they both have the trigger to come into play. Shakiyaku has on play if your opponent has 5 or less life cards, draw 2 and trash 2 cards, draw 2 and trash 2 cards from your hand, and this is a 6-cost 5k with a 2k counter, like I said. And then Gorgon Sisters, 6-cost 5k with a 2k counter, and this card has activate main once per turn. You may reveal 3 cards with Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type from your hand, and then give your leader and all of your characters up to 1 Rested Dawn card each. This card can completely turn the game around if you get this from your life at the right time, because imagine this, guys. So your opponent is already scared to attack into your board because they're losing life. Okay, well, once they start attacking into you, they're thinking, okay, maybe I'll try to race them, right? Maybe, since I don't want to attack into my opponent's characters so that I don't lose a life from the effect of the leader, okay, instead, why don't we just try to race them? Okay, good luck with that. Number 1, we're going to talk about a blocker in a minute. And number 2, if we hit a trigger like this, that increases our power by so much, guys, because think about it. Number 1, we are going to get to draw a card from that effect from our leader. And then number 2, we're going to have this new 5k body on the board that's going to buff everything on the board by 1,000. And it gives your leader and all of your characters up to 1 Rested Dawn card each. So even this character. So now we're swinging for 6,000 with this character, 6,000 with our leader, and just so on and so forth down the board. It actually, this card can swing games so quickly. Okay, now we're also running 3 Bartholomew Kumas. This is just a nice stabilizing card. Now I am running 6 cost characters in the deck. 3 Kumas and 3 Boas. We'll talk about this Boa in just a minute. This card is just incredibly good. But this Kuma is really nice. It's not really searchable in this deck. It's just a 7 Warlords of the Sea and Revo Army type character. But that doesn't matter because we're just trying to play this card out with, on tempo when we can. Especially if we're going into a 6 Dawn turn and our opponent doesn't have a good target on the board for our 6-cost Boa. Okay, if they want to play more passive, no problem. We're just going to gain another life card. And notice in this deck, guys, we have 4, 8, 12... 16, 20, 24, and then, was that 28, 30 triggers that can pull out a body. 30 triggers that can put a body on the board. So the more times we gain life with cards like Kuma and cards like Boa, that's giving us access to more and more triggers. The more trigger bodies we play out, the more cards we're drawing. So it's just one of those situations where, the Kuma it's just one of those universally, just generically good yellow cards, right? There's no reason not to run it in this deck unless we can find a better synergy down the road. Okay, then we're running 4 Rindo. This is a 5-cost 5k, 1k counter. With opponent's turn on KO, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards, then you take 1 damage. So understand what's going on here. First of all, if they KO this card, and we have a Dawn attached to our leader. This is a Kuja Pirates character. So Dawn ×1 once per turn. When your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type character with 5,000 base power or more is KO'd, your opponent adds 1 card from the top of their life cards to their hand. Okay, so right away, if they KO this card and we have a Dawn attached to our leader, our opponent loses a life card. Now, this card gets destroyed, or it gets KO'd, but we add a card from the top of our deck to the top of our life cards. Then we deal a damage to ourselves, and we take that life card, and since a damage was dealt, that could actually activate a trigger character. And now we're playing a trigger character onto the board and drawing a card from our leader's effect. So this Rindo card, it's stuck on the board. They basically can't remove this unless they have no life left. Then I guess they could take that chance. I'm not sure. Whatever the case is, this card kind of just sticks on the board unless they have maybe something other than an on KO effect, like maybe a trash effect or a bottom deck or a bounce effect, because this card ends up being a nightmare, and then you're just attacking it for 5s with it nonstop. And if you have the Gorgon Sisters out, okay, well now you're swinging for 6 with it nonstop. It's just it puts on a lot of pressure. Very, very strong card here. Okay, then we have Ran. This is a 4-cost 5k with a 1k counter. Activate main once per turn. Give up to 1 rested Dawn card to your Kuja Pirates type leader or character cards. So this card is solid. It's just a 4-cost 5k, 1k counter with a trigger to play it. That's pretty much the main thing it does. And then it has a little bit of added, it's a little tiny bit of added upside by being able to give a free Dawn card to our leader. 9 times out of 10, it's going to go on our leader, so that way we can activate the Dawn ×1 effect on our opponent's turn if they try to KO our stuff, right? So really good stuff with Ram. Then we have Margaret. We talked about this one a little bit. It's just a 3-cost 5k top 5 searcher. Then we have the some of these cards we've already seen before, like this 6-cost Boa that came out in OP-07. This is just a great card to play out on curve, and bottom decking a 1-cost or lower character, that's actually extremely relevant in certain matchups. We're starting to see like Purple Doflamingo pop up now, right? Okay, well, you can actually bottom deck their Dellinger, and now they don't get to redirect a free attack to that and do some searching and all that good stuff and getting their Dawn back. It's like, nope. Instead, I can just play out this card, lock down that attack, and then bottom deck this other card here. So this card's actually very strong in the deck. Then we have the 4-cost Boa from ST17. We could probably go up to 4 of these. Probably. I'm still trying to figure out the numbers, guys. Don't, if y'all see something off or y'all want to change something, by all means, say it in the comment section below. Say whatever you want to down there. Just please be respectful. Please be nice. That's the only thing I ask. Just know that this is my first, major testing with the deck. There's plenty of room for improvement. So do not think that this list is complete in any way, shape, or form. But it was performing very well for me. But this blocker here, I could see going up 1 because this kind of forces our opponent to lose a life with our leader effect. We can just block out and make them take a life in that way. And then we also get to do a top 3 search and fix our hand a little bit, attach a Dawn to our leader, and go from there. So it attaches a Dawn to our leader for our leader effect. It kind of does everything we want it to. I was only running 3 of these because I was counting up the amount of bricks I had in the deck. Excuse me. And we have 10 up here at the top, and then we have another 8 down here. So I was like, okay, we're kind of high on bricks, but maybe that's not the biggest deal in the world. Who knows? Maybe it is. We might have to make some adjustments later. But again, guys, 3 Boa Hancock, the 4-cost, 3 of the 6-cost, and then 4 Margaret. That's 10 bricks right there. We have 4 Boa. Maybe we can go down to 3 of these. But that puts us at 14 plus 3 more right here. Or six more right here. I guess we probably shouldn't count this as a brick because it's literally meant to not be a brick. So plus these 4 right here. So that was 10 plus 8, 18 bricks in the deck. We have to be careful with that. We do have ways to draw 2, trash 2 to kind of fix our hand a little bit. And we do have ways to trash cards from our hand in order to, get rid of bricks as well. But still, I think it'd be smarter for us to just go a little bit lower on the bricks. But I think this is at least a good start. Okay, everything else is pretty straightforward. We know what Pudding does. Pause and read this if you're a newer player. You don't know what it does. This card is absolutely insane. And then we have this Boa from all the way back in ST03. If this card ever rotates out, because it is a block 1 card, we have an immediate replacement to the card in OP-14 in Salome. So if you're a newer player getting into the game, you don't have to worry about buying this old card right here. You can just buy Salome. This is a 3-cost 1k with a 1k counter, just like Boa. It has blocker and has trigger. Play this card. Now, this is a Kuja Pirates type character, whereas Boa is a 7 Warlords and Kuja Pirates type character. So, you know, you kind of have to pick and choose your battles there, I guess, you know. But like I said, if this card does get rotated out in the near future, once they do the first set of rotations, no problem. This card has an immediate exchange, you know, that we can put in right away. And then I don't think anything else in this deck is getting rotated out for a while. Yeah, this is block 2. Red Rock, maybe when this gets rotated out, if it does actually get rotated out and they don't print it, we'll have to see what to do there. We'll have to figure that out later. And then let me see, Nion's 2. We just talked about this one. And Pudding is 2. This is set 3. Set 2, yeah, everything else should be completely fine. Okay, and Kuma's block 3 as well. Okay, guys, well, that's it for the deck list breakdown. Let's go ahead and head over to the sim and see this deck in action. All right, guys. First game up we have against Red Yellow Sabo. So, let me make sure we got the volume off and the speed on 2x, and here we go. All right. So, actually, let me pause right up front here, guys. Okay, cool. We played out a GARP. We'll talk about Red Yellow Sabo in just a minute. Now, do we want to go first or second? I don't know just yet, because going first means we get to go on a nice 1-3 start to our game, where it's like turn 1 Glorioso, turn 2 Margaret, potentially, and then go from there. You know, on our 5 Dawn and 7 Dawn turn, we can play out a 4 cost and have a Dawn left, and then a 6 cost and a 1 Dawn left, and then going straight into our 9 Dawn turn, we drop down Boa, and we start putting on some major pressure, right? But going second's not exactly bad either. Turn 1, we still get our Searcher, and then turn 2, we can go straight into a 4-cost character. Okay, just like the 4-cost Boa that we have in our hand right there. And then 6 Dawn, straight into our 6-cost stuff. And then our 8 Dawn turn's probably a little bit weak. I don't think we have anything crazy in the deck at 8 just yet. Maybe that's something we can mess around with later. But then on our 10 Dawn turn, we get to slam down the 9-cost Boa, attach a Dawn to our leader, or leave a Dawn open for our 1-cost You'll Frighten Me event. So we'll have to see. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't mind going first or second with this deck so far, but I don't know exactly which one is best. And maybe once we make some adjustments to the list, maybe we can make it where going first is better or going second is better. Now, back to this game. Red Yellow Sabo. Very nice to see this leader. When I saw that, guys, I had to click on that matchup. I had to join that game to see what people are cooking up with Red Yellow Sabo. And I've been seeing a lot of people run a more Thriller Bark Pirates package for Red Yellow Sabo. Very interesting. I've started experimenting with it as well. And if it seems like it might be very strong, but that is a video for another day. Now, let's get back into this game. Red Yellow Sabo is going first. They're starting off with a Monkey D. Garp Searcher. That's going to let them search up any card that costs 3 or more. Okay, so they grab a card. I don't think I actually reveal it, guys, because I was reading my cards as well during this time because I'm still trying to learn the deck. Okay, so now we go second. We have nothing. I attach a Dawn to my leader for whatever reason to just pass the turn. They swing in for 5. We're going to 1K counter, and there's an Absalom, guys. Like I said, Red Yellow Sabo is messing around with the Thriller Bark Pirates package now. Very interesting. So we play out the 4-cost Boa on curve, attach a Dawn, fix the top of our deck, and we swing in for 6. They take it. They're down to 3. Okay, let's see what our opponent chooses to do here. The nice thing about these cards is, look at this. He's going to be able to swing for 7. We take the hit and get a trigger Boa Hancock, and that allows us to draw a card, and now we have a blocker. Now, they can attach a Dawn to their leader like this. They're going to swing for 6 first. I'm probably going to block him 1K. Yep. And now he can push that Absalom to the top of his life. And now he has access to that trigger. And he's going to swing for 6. I'm just going to block out of that. Even though I have a 2K counter, I'm just going to go ahead and not give him any information and keep my hand size as healthy as possible. I'm going to go 5 into 4. If he wants to save this, I'm going to swing for 6 into it as well. I'm completely fine with him. Okay, he ended up not saving it, so we're going to play out the Kuma there, and then we're going to gain a life. If he had saved it, we could have played out the Boa Hancock just to bottom deck the card and go from there. Okay, so we gained a life. We're back up to 4 life now, and now we have a full board, and Red Yellow Sabo doesn't have anything on the board. This was always one of my biggest problems when playing Red Yellow Sabo, is trying to keep a board state intact. It is hard to do, guys. It is very, very hard to do. Okay, they play out the 1-cost Supernova Searcher Monkey D. Luffy, the red one. There's 2 now, right? There's a red one and a yellow one. This is the red one from OP-14. They're going to swing for 6 into 5. We're going to take that. We get a trigger. That's going to let us draw a card, and then we get to do a top 5 search. Seems good. Okay, and we have to trash a card from that effect. We trash the 6-cost Boa. They play out the X-Drake, and now they're going to push that to life. They're just going to gain a life here. Well, guys, I can get rid of that Monkey D. Luffy very easily, so let's see what happens here. I think we need to attack with everything first. Yeah, I think we're going to swing for 6. Guys, we might even swing with our 4-cost Boa Hancock. We're going to swing 6, swing for 6 more. If they take this, I think they need a count. They counter out with a double 1K because they need a Thriller Bark Pirates type character in their trash for the trigger effect. So we swing for 6, they counter out. We swing for 7 more, they take it. Now we're going to play out the Boa Hancock, locking down the Dr. Hogback and bottom decking the 1-cost Luffy. Okay, they're going to swing for 7. We're at 2 life. We're going to take this. We get a trigger. We're going to use it to play out the Gorgon Sisters. They're going to play out a Kid and Killer here. I think what they need to do here, excuse me, guys, hear me out. Pause. This is just my personal opinion. There's multiple. I'm sure there were a lot of play lines the Red Yellow Sabo player could have done here, but I think he should have attached 2 Dawn to the Dr. Hogback and then pushed that to life and then swing in for 9K with the Kid and Killer and actually go at my board. Well, no, then he loses a life card, guys. Oh, geez. He's in a bad spot, guys. He's in a rough spot. So here we go. So he swings in for 7. Pushes that card to life. Now the Dr. Hogback is a 7K, but I'm obviously not going to go for that card here. I don't really care about that one. So we're going to swing for 7. And now we're going to play out the 9-cost Boa over top of the Kuma, because he's not going to KO that card. We're not going to get that on KO effect. We add that card to his life, and now we're going to go ahead and attack in. It looks like we're going to attach a Dawn to all of these different characters here. And look at this, guys. This is brutal. We're going to start off with a 6K attack. This is probably going to drop them down to almost nothing in hand and no life left. This is probably going to do both. Okay, so we're swinging in for 6, and we're just waiting for our opponent to kind of figure out what they want to do here. This is a very tough turn. Do they have no 2Ks? This should be an easy 2K counter right here, which means he probably doesn't have a... No, he did. He did have a 2K. Okay, we swing for 6 more. He had a lot of 2Ks. Okay, we swing for 6 more. All right, I guess he was just considering all of his options. Looks like he, I'm not sure what just happened there, guys. Oh, excuse me, he used a trigger there to get rid of something? Wait a minute, hang on, we got to go back, guys. I apologize. We have to go back and see what just happened there. So I swing for 6 in with my leader, and let's see what they do. They had another 2K. Gotcha. Okay, now we're going to pass the turn back. I'm not going to attack anymore. I've got them down to 4 cards in hand. We actually just passed the turn there. And now they're going to play out a Rayleigh KOing one of our characters. Very strong. Then they're going to push it to life, which will get rid of one of our other characters. They're going to go 7 into 5. They're going to go 7 into 5. I think we're just going to block this and 2K counter. Okay. Nope, we take it. Just kidding. We take it, and that pulls out a Rindo from our life. That lets us draw a card. And our hand size is getting pretty strong here, guys. Our hand size is getting pretty strong here. They're going to swing 8. So now we're going to block in 2K, 1K. I had to use one more card from hand, being a little bit greedy there. But at the same time, I did want to kind of, force some things there. So right here, I think we're just going to go for lethal. We're going to start off with a 5K attack. Does he want to take this 5K and then use up that Silver's Rayleigh trigger? The answer is no. Okay, well, if that's the case, well, pause. So they didn't let me finish there, which is fine. But what we were going to do in this situation is we were going to play out the 9-cost Boa. I was trying to see what he wanted to do, what my opponent wanted to do. They had no triggers left. I was going to swing in for 5 more, and then I think he was going to be able to KO like one of these, I think just this 4-cost Boa here, the one on the far left. And then we were going to be able to swing in for everything else was going to be, how do I say this? We have double Perfume Femur. That's what I was trying to figure out. So what we could have done was gone for 7K, and they would have probably would have had to either take it or block, and then whatever they did, it doesn't matter. From there, I'm going to load everything else up on my 6-cost and my 9-cost Boa, and I think I was going to go for lethal in that way, and it was going to be, let me see, I mean, we would have only used 2 Dawn, I think. I don't know how much. I don't think we'd use much Dawn at all. Whatever the case is, we would have swung for a lot more than he could counter out of, because he has no counters in hand, guys. So swinging for 9 and 11, that would have been enough right there. So maybe we should have just tried to go all in like we were doing. Swing 5. I think I was about to swing for 5 with the Margaret, and then if he takes that, he gets rid of my Boa. But then I go, okay, so with the remaining 10 Dawn, I basically get to swing for, like 13K and 13K unblockable or something along those lines. My opponent was in a really rough spot there. Okay, either way, good game to our opponent there. Very interesting seeing Thriller Bark with Red Yellow Sabo. I will be messing around with that in the future. Now, on to the next game. So that was against Red Yellow Sabo. Now we have a game versus Dracula Mihawk. Volume is off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and here we go. Okay, looks like they're going to go first, and they're going to get the 1-cost Kikinojo out right away. That's going to help them stand, rest it and stand Dawn up later. Okay, and they got the Coffin Boat. Very nice. Now they're going to swing for 7. We're just going to go ahead and take that. No trigger. Never lucky, guys. Never lucky. I'm just kidding, of course. But no, we go ahead and attack him for 5. They take the hit, and now we're going to punish them with a pudding. Charlotte Pudding is so gross, guys. So they're going to play out a 5-cost Tashigi. They're going to rest their Coffin Boat to stand 3 Dawn. They're going to replace the Coffin Boat with 1 in hand. They're going to swing for 7 more. And I think we're going to... Actually, it looks like we might... I was thinking about countering out, but we're just going to take it. We get a trigger body that time, and we draw a card. Okay, 6 Dawn turn here. I think we're just going to swing 5 and then just play out this Boa Hancock and just clean up the board. That character can't attack now, and that card's gone. Okay, they're going to play out another Tashigi. Very annoying. And now they're going to swing for 7. I just use the blocker, and let's see what they choose to do. They're going to pass the turn with 3 Dawn open. Okay, well, now we have a chance to kind of put some pressure on our opponent. We're going to play out the Gloriosa first to see what we get. Okay, we get a 6-cost Boa. That's pretty nice. I don't know, though. I think I should, yeah, I think I should swing first. And I think playing out the Kuma is the right call here, guys. I think that's the better call. But Kumas do have 1k counters on them. So maybe I'll choose to keep that. No, okay, yeah, we're going to play out the Boa. We're going to lock down 1 attack and bottom deck one of our Gloriosas. Hey, nothing else to do with it, right? We'll take it. Okay, so they play out a Draco Mihawk. That's going to obviously lock down my active Boa, and they're going to stand 3 Dawn as active. They can only attack with their leader and a Tashigi this turn. What are they going to do? Okay, they're going to buff the 1 Tashigi. They're going to go 7 into 5. We're going to 2k, 1k to get out of that, and now they have an 8k attack. Where is this going? That's the question. 9 into 5. Okay, well, we have to take that, guys. Hopefully we get a trigger. We do. Very nice. Like I said, guys, never lucky. I'm just kidding. Of course, we got lucky that time. We'll take it. 8 into 6. Does he want to try to save this card? That's going to cost something. He lets it go. He does let it go. And now right here, guys, I think we're going to choose to gain a life. Reading what the card does. Still learning a lot about these different cards. Oh, we're just going to go ahead and just bottom deck that card. And then we're going to play out a 4-cost Boa, attaching a Dawn to our leader, fixing the top of our deck. And we're going to swing for 6 and then just pass the turn. So we have a life and 2 blockers, and we have a little bit of counter power. We actually only have about 4k counter power right now, but we do have a life, and we have 2 blockers. They're going to play out a Lawn Beppo. They're going to rest their stage to stand 3 Dawn, and now they're a 7,000 power leader, guys. Okay, they're going to make their Tashigi into an 8k, excuse me. And now we're going to go ahead and take that hit. We actually get a trigger there. We're going to go ahead and cash in on that right away. And yeah, now we have Ran on the board, and we got to draw a card from that. And now they're down to 1 life because they had to take a life from us losing that Boa Hancock. Well, right here, guys, I think we're just going to do a nice little 9k poke, and if this goes through, we're all in. Okay, well, like I said, that one went through, so this is our best chance of winning. We're going in for 14. He's going to pay, 2 there to go +3. Okay, he almost got out of that, guys. Hang on. We got to do some math here. So we're swinging for 14. He needs 8k to get out of this. Okay, he needs 8,000 counter power to get out. So he's going to use the event there, and that's going to give him +4. And then he had a 2k, so he had +6, I think is what that was. And that only got him to 13. Maybe it was a 3k and a 2k. I can't remember what all the cards do. Either way, he was just shy of getting out of it. Could not quite get there. And look at his hand, guys. He had a lot of strong cards in his hand. We had to win right there or we were in big trouble. And what made that turn so complicated is he locked down one of our Boas with his Lawn Beppo, and he became a 7,000 power leader. Okay, that makes it very tough to get through. Okay, good game to my opponent. We got one more game. All right, we got a game versus Purple Doflamingo. Hang on, let me pause this. Let me go full screen. Let's the volume's off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and here we go. Okay, Purple Doflamingo. Very strong deck, guys. Very strong deck. So they're going to start off with a Dellinger search. We're going to start off with a Gloriosa search. We're going to attach a Dawn to our leader just to get in good habit, I guess. It can only work if we have a 5,000 power or more Kuja Pirates or Amazon Lily character that gets KO'd. So I think it's like 5,000 base power or more, something like that. I just did it, like I said, just to get in a good habit of it. So they swing it for 5. We take it. We get a Boa. We're going to swing 1 into 1 now, guys. Let's see if he wants to save this, because I'll swing 1 into it again. Okay, he lets it go. And now we can just swing for... actually, we can just play out this Ran, and then we can attach a Dawn to our leader and go from there. I was really considering doing a search with the Margaret, but I'd rather get this Ran down, and now I can start attaching a Dawn for free to my leader every turn, and I'm on an even curve, so it makes a lot of sense, especially with the Boa Hancock there. The 6 cost. Okay, so they're on a 5 Dawn turn. They're going to attack in. I'm just going to cash in on this Boa right away. I don't know if I need to play around any kind of removal, so I'd rather just cash in on some of these cards just as soon as possible and get the value just right away. So they're going to play out the 4-cost Sugar and then the 1-cost Sugar. Now, this turn here, I make a slight play mistake. It really annoys me. I should have actually played out this the Boa afterwards, okay? What I should have done is swing for 5 and 5 first. That's what I think I should have done, because watch this. I play it out. I bottom deck the 1-cost Sugar and make it where that Sugar can't attack. And now they're going to redirect the attack over to that Sugar. Very annoying. Watch this. Yep. And now they get a nice, brand new, fresh 5-cost character. If I had just swung for 5k and 5k first, then I could have played out the Boa afterwards, bottom decked the Searcher still, and then locked down the Virgo. So that was a play mistake. That is something to take into consideration for later. 5 to 5, I'm just going to let the card go, and that made them lose a life card. They're going to swing for 7. We get a trigger. We get the Shakiyaku to draw 2, trash 2, and we're going to fix our hand a little bit, and then they're probably just going to pass it back. They have a treble on the board, and I think that has, on your opponent's turn, once per turn, if a Dawn card would be returned to your Dawn deck by one of your effects, you get to add a Dawn card back. I can't remember if it's active or rested. Okay, so we're going to start with a 9k into 7. This is going to cost 2 cards from hand or some type of event. Let's see what they choose to do here. Okay, just waiting for our opponent. We're on an 8 Dawn turn, by the way. If we were on a 9 Dawn turn, we actually would have just started slamming these Boas. Okay, so they Dawn -1 and redirect the attack into their leader. Very interesting. And then I guess they might just take this. I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to do there. Yeah, they're just going to take that. So they're going to take the hit, go down to 2 life. They get a Nora Beam Sword trigger to ramp a Dawn. And now we're just going to go 7 into life. So now I'm going to switch, switch targets, switch attacks on them, and start going towards their life. Okay, then we go 7 in. They 2k, 1k. Now we go 7 back into 7 just to get their hand size as low as possible. And now I think we're just going to play out a 3-cost character here. I was thinking about playing out the Boa Hancock blocker, but remember, guys, that will not take one of their life cards. It has to be a Kuja, Pirates, or Amazon Lily type character with a base power of 5,000 or more. So I played out the Margaret, and now he's going to follow up with the 10-cost Doffy. Okay, I'm going to get out the 5k with a 1k for sure. And now, does he want to turn his character sideways? The answer is yes, he does. He's going to swing for 5 here. We're going to counter out of that. We're going to probably have to take the 7. Let's see where he chooses to go with this, by the way. I think he really wants to get that card off the board. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm going to let it happen, and now he has to... Let me see something. That did take a life card, right? Yep. Watch this, guys. He lost a life getting rid of one of my characters. Seems good. He's down to 1 life, and now I'm very tempted to just go for it. I'm very tempted to just go for lethal here, guys, because I could actually... How do I say this? I could actually swing for 5 first at their leader, and if they take it, I could just swing for 10 on Gloriosa. But we're going to swing 5 into treble. Let's see what happens here. Okay, going 5 into treble, and I think we're just going to follow up with a 9-cost Boa. He does a Dawn -1 to redirect the attack over to Virgo. That's fine. We burn up his last life card, and now he has to win on this turn, or we're going to swing through for 20k unblockable. That's what's going to happen here, guys. That's the order of, that's what's on the menu for this next turn for us. If he does not somehow win the game right here, we're swinging through for 20k unblockable. Now, who knows? Maybe he can get out of something like that. We'll have to see. Okay, but he's going to play out the 8-cost Doflamingo, cheating out. He does Dawn -1. Let's see what he chooses to cheat out. Just waiting for our opponent here. Excuse me, they cheat out Pika. This has an end of your turn effect to ramp a Dawn as active. Well, guys, that's just simply not going to be enough. That having 1 Dawn active here is not going to get them there. They're going to swing for 5. I get out of both, and now I'm going to take the 7 and the 10, and then we're just going to go all out next turn. It's over. Okay, so they have, I'm reading the end of your turn effect on Pika. I'm reading everything. I'm trying to make sure, like, what could they possibly do? Do they know something I don't? Am I about to lose? I almost messed up saying what I just said, guys. We can't just swing for 20k unblockable because their leader can redirect the attack. So we're going to start off with a 10k attack. I think we're going to make it 11k and go from there. We don't have to make it unblockable anymore, right? So we do have to be very careful here, guys, because of his leader effect. We're going to swing for 9. He's going to Dawn -1. use his leader effect, I think, to swap something over, and then he's going to get the Dawn back from the treble. And now here we go. Okay, well, now it's going to be swing for 11. And if he can't get out of this, I still have so many attacks coming in, guys. There's just no way out of it. Yeah, GG to my opponent. So like I said, I almost messed up there, guys. If I had tried to do like a 20k swing unblockable, he would have just did a Dawn -1 and moved the attack to something he didn't care about anymore, and then I probably would have lost the game from that. Or maybe I still probably would have lost the game, to be fair, because I had... It was like, what, 5K, 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 8K still coming through. There was probably no chance of him winning, even with a big mistake like that. But don't make those mistakes, guys. Purple Doflamingo says, oh, you want to go for one big attack through? Okay, Dawn -1. That attack's going over here now. Really cool leader effect there. Okay, now, that's enough of that. Good game to all of my opponents. Those were really fun. OP-14 is turning out to be an absolute blast, guys. Okay. Now, let's check out the deck list one more time before we wrap up. Boa, very solid leader. I think, and again, I don't think this deck list here is completely figured out just yet, but I think we're on to something here. I really think we're on to something here. I think this leader has a ton of potential. Being able to gain life with cards like Kuma and cards like Boa, the 9-cost OP-14 Boa, having access to cards like Pudding, unblockable cards like Perfume Femur, the best removal in the game probably with Red Rock, and then we even have one of the best defensive events you could ask for. Guys, when they attack in, we get to shut down one of their other attacks. Now, yes, we still have to block out of their initial attack or counter out or whatever, but being able to shut down another attack, yeah, it's just hard to beat that, guys. The value's so high when you do something like that. I think we should probably try to figure out some more. Let me go OP-14 for blue and yellow here. I don't think there's any blue cards that we can use for Boa. I mean, maybe Jinbei if we can try to find a way to trash stuff in the main board. We'll have to figure that out later. Probably not, to be honest. But either way, you know, the only thing we got from OP-14 was just the yellow stuff. And I think we need to try to find more, or hopefully, let me say it like this. I hope Bandai prints more blocker cards that are relevant in the future for this deck. Because, for example, like this card right here is actually really, really solid. Because we can force our opponent to lose a life with this card alone, right? Because we play this out, and it gives a Dawn to our leader for free. So now we get to swing for 6, and we have a 6k blocker, which could even be an attacker if our opponent doesn't want to attack. Well, then we can just start attacking in with our own stuff. But if they're going to play more aggressively, we can start making them burn up their life cards by defending. Like, our defense ends up becoming our offense. And then if we can keep gaining life with cards like this Kuma and this Boa to extend the game out, we might have something here, guys. We might have something. We'll have to see. Well, guys, that's about all I have to say for this list. Let me go over a few other cards here. Remember, this effect works on Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates cards. So let me type in Kuja first and go to all the blue and yellow stuff. Sorry, guys, the mustache is going crazy. Y'all bear with me. Some cards we might want to really consider is something like this. This is a block 1 card. I don't know if this is going to stick around for much longer. But this is a 4-cost 5k, okay? And it's a Kuja Pirates card. So this is a great blocker to run as well to be able to trigger the leader effect. But I don't know if we need it that much. I think the most important thing is just putting all these threats on the board and making your opponent attack into them. Because when your opponent starts attacking into your characters, you're like, okay, I'll just not defend it, and now it's going to hit you again. It's going to burn your life again, and then next turn I'm just going to replace it with something else, like, you know, like I said, whether it be one of these life gain characters or one of these big, you know, just big characters in general. So, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how the best way is to build this leader just yet, and I think it's just going to be like a standard attack and bruiser deck. At first I thought, okay, what we'll do is we'll just put a bunch of blockers in here, and we'll just, you know, just go full-on fortress build and blocker up. I don't think we need to do that. I think it's better for us to just be a little bit more aggressive. But who knows? We'll have to see how the meta shapes up too. There's no concrete meta established just yet. In fact, I think at the time you're recording this video, last night, I believe was the first ever OP-14 tournament in the East. I won't spoil that. That was pretty interesting though. But let me just say this. I think OP-14 looks very promising, and I do think that this, you know, this leader has a lot of potential. And if we can figure out the exact way to build this deck and like how to, you know, get the most out of it, then we might have some. We might really have something here. But I think it would be nice if we had a few other blockers. Again, not so much to force them to attack and then we throw our character away to get the damage off, but just in case for, like, you know, certain situations, it'd be nice to have another card just like this one. But at the same time, some of these other cards we got from yellow from OP-14, these cards are bangers, guys. These cards are so strong. This Margaret Solid just searching up, this Rand giving us the Dawn to our leader for free, this Rindo daring our opponent to KO it, daring them, because we'll draw a card, we'll potentially get a character, and then we'll burn up one of their life cards. So this is a really, really solid card for us. And I'm hoping either A, we get more cards like this Rindo, or B, I hope we get more cards like this Boa Hancock, the ST-17 one, because I think that's kind of the way to go with it. I don't know if we necessarily need to build in more ways to burn life. Let's just build in more ways to be aggressive on the board, and then when they attack into our characters, they're going to lose life naturally. So gaining life and losing life is going to be a big dynamic, I think, in this deck, and maybe that's what we should try to build around. We'll have to see. Maybe for the next version, I can put some more life burn in here. Some cards like I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. Maybe like the 8-cost Eustace Kid or something, or for the 6-cost spot we have the let me go to the yellow cards. We might want to mess around with. First of all, I haven't even seen this promo Boa. I'm just seeing this for the first time. But no, we could try. Where is Nico Robin? There we go. We could try out a card like this, or even the new 5-cost Nami that comes out in EB03. Maybe try a card like this that can burn up life. Oh, we also didn't look. There was one other card I wanted to look at. So we looked up Kuja Pirates. Let me look up Amazon Lily. There could be some cards in there, just to check, just to be safe. No, not really, unfortunately. Like, yeah, this Shakiyaku is fine for it, I guess. But I guess what I was trying to say is I really want to see a card that has some way to either punish my opponent's life through on KO, or at least has blocker built in, that we can go from there with it. Either way, we'll have to see what Bandai prints for the future, but I hope they keep giving more and more support to a leader like this, because, again, I think it just has so much potential, and it's such an interesting, different kind of leader. It was nothing like what I expected when I first started playing this deck, piloting it, and trying to build it into something a little bit better. What I thought, like I said, guys, I hate to be repetitive, what I thought was just going to be a totally defensive deck where we just let them burn up their life by attacking in. Nope. Ended up not being that at all. We just get to go super aggressive into them and dare them to remove our characters, and they're going to burn life in the process. So it ends up becoming one of those things where it's like, okay, well, let's just keep refilling our life and then just beating them down and letting them attack. Just don't defend anything on the board. Let them attack into us, and then we get the trigger characters where we start drawing cards and going from there and getting tempo and all that good stuff. Well, all right, guys, that's all I got for y'all today. Hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all got any other ideas, please don't hesitate to put those down in the comment section below. I would love to see what you guys think about this leader moving forward. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me get the outro page on here. Thank you to everybody who made it this far. Guys, if you are liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, or using my TCG Player affiliate link, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, or part of the Discord community, thank you so much, guys. Y'all are incredible. This community is amazing. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Until next time, peace.